Well, hello everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lesson in Everyday Podcast. I am your host, LA, and today I want to share with you about life lessons on this journey. Throughout your journey, life present lessons, teaches you lessons, but it's up to you on how you apply it, how you perceive it, and if you decide to take the lessons learned or lessons that are being taught from life throughout your journey and apply it so that you can develop and you can grow personally and professionally and help others. It's all on you. But this podcast is my journey to you, sharing my life lessons, the days that I learned something new or reminded of something that I needed throughout the day or just along this journey. Let's get right into it. Today, I want to talk about letting go. Why do we hold on to the rope of control only to cause ourselves to stress and to create or meet our stressors? Why? Why or what is so important about having control, controlling your schedule, controlling everything that goes on? You cannot control the uncontrollable. But what you can do is tell yourself, self, let go and just be at ease. Now, I say that in this tone, in this mellow vibe, because this day has been a day, long week thus far, midweek it is, but it's been a day. And all the thoughts that I can end with on this night here in Japan is my oh my. I picture myself holding on to a rope that I didn't even know I was holding on to. Why am I holding on to this rope? This rope is representation of control. Me wanting the control of my schedule, control of life happenings, control of this perfect picture or the picture that I imagine of how things are supposed to go. But in reality, truth be told, I don't have control. So tonight I share with you about letting go, how important it is to recognize when it is time for you to let go of the rope, let go of what you've been holding on to, let go of what you have been trying to control. Let go of what is out of your control, because it only leads to stress and creates stressors or introduce you to your stressors. Now, I have been with a lot of different internal thoughts in my mind. I have been with a lot of different or mixed emotions. And the combination of emotions, thoughts, spiritual battles, a combination of those can create a whirlwind itself. It can also create busyness in your mind, causing you to be here and there, but not present. And it can cause you to have moments where you lose your train of thought, or you forget or realize that something you were working on didn't get finished. Or maybe, in my case, my finances. Let me get it personal or make it personal. One of my stressors these last 2 days have been my financial estate, my finance. Now, normally I have a month-to-month, I would say, worksheet of my income, things that have to be deducted, bills, payments, where my money is going. And I today realized that I was so busy with so many thoughts. My mind was so busy with everything from work, from emotions, from spiritual to physical fitness, and just a lot of mental things going on that I was in panic internally. Now, externally, I didn't panic, right? Because I was doing my best to control my panic level. But I was in panic mode because immediately I believed that I was over my budget. I mean, super over my budget, right? Went beyond and maybe withdrew to the point where I was in negative. Now, this is what's going on in my mind. But I took a moment after expressing myself and decided to write down on paper. Now, granted, if you're like me, you use your phone for notes, you use your phone for everything almost, right? But I'm a paper person as well as digital. So I wrote everything down. I took the time to write it, break it down, note everything that I could think of, all calculations I did. Mind you, this was becoming a stressor, but I was trying not to stress. And alongside of that, I was thinking of every task and everything that I need to remember to make note of that I need to get done if it's God's will for me to see tomorrow for my duty of work. So I was multitasking and as well as trying to be aware of present day time. Now, to say, or to wrap that up, right, to sum up the financial stressor, I realized that I might not have been over my budget or went over my budget. So what does that say? Or what did I conclude? Now, tomorrow, if I live to see tomorrow, right? If it's God's will, I will make sure to get a second eyes on what I'm trying to organize, prioritize, and just relook, or that's not a word, but observe and try to organize again my finances, right? To make sure I'm thinking clearly and I'm putting this down on paper and that I'm doing this right, okay? If it's right? I'm gonna say if, but I believe it is. Then I had created a panic and stress and stressor for no reason. Now, I know finance, that is a big matter for all of us living, right? So again, that is something we can control. But if you overspend, there's nothing you can do but try to balance out from your next income, right? Now, you may have other ways, but I'm just speaking from my perspective. So why create the stress? figure out the solution and just stay calm, learn from it, prioritize, and reorganize. Got it? That's one. So the other thing is just having the mental thought of everything that's going on. Me not understanding my emotions. Part of my mind is like, well, you do know where some of your emotions are coming from, how you're feeling. Being aware. I have all of these things, but I'm also internally in my thought, in my head, thinking these things. Like, you kind of know where your emotions, you know where your thoughts, why your thoughts, and just trying to control everything. But I realized tonight, any other day, it's time to let go. What am I holding on to? What am I trying to control? I'm saying all this to share with you not just the lesson I learned about letting go and how letting go releases you of control, which if you're like me, you might like to control some things, right? Control things that you know really are uncontrollable, or maybe you just gotta release and let go in order to gain a new way of handling and approaching matters in life. But you won't know how to approach in a new way if you are still holding on to the old rope, if you're still holding on to the worn out, slippery rope. It's time to approach from a different way. Something that brings a little more ease. Another solution, another way. Something where you don't create the stress and you don't meet new stressors in your life on your journey. Now, mind you, stress and stressful situations are going to happen. It helps you, it challenges you. But as tonight, like this, it creates a lesson. It gets you to pause and stop and think, or to at least slow your thoughts down, to break things down, matter by matter, problem by problem. Because sometimes we have so many things going on and our mind gets really, really busy. We forget to slow down and stop so that we won't miss something, or we won't oversee something and mess up something that, from our busyness, I would say, from us trying to control it. Another thing, this is the last point I want to make. Who really likes a person that does all that controlling? Trying to control how projects turn out. Now, granted, you do have to have organization. I'm not talking about that. But I mean just controlling everything. Because the fact that you believe something is supposed to be just one way or this way, or it has to be perfect, just let it go. Stop. Release it. Let pride go. Ask for help. Don't be so independent. Don't think that you have to do everything by yourself. Pause. Stop. Ask. And tackle what you can. Give, as I said on the other podcast episode, give what you can to each project so that you won't feel like you're completely missing or failing because you're stuck on just one. Sometimes you have to break from one matter, one problem, and tend to the other, just because the other one may be as stressful, or you're spending too much energy and time on that when you may need to give a little here and a little there. And then it all pays off. It all adds up. You go back, refresh, rejuvenated. Hopefully I'm saying something to help you, because this is my matter, my lesson, my problem. But I am able to share with you that as I picture myself holding on to this old worn rope, it symbolizes matters that I no longer should hold on to, that I must let go, release it. Because sometimes you're holding on to the rope so tight, and it could be an old rope, a rope that has old problems or old matters or things that's uncontrollable. You start getting blisters in your hand. Think about it. You start getting stressed. Now you got marks on your face. Your eyes are puffy from not sleeping. Now you're tired, yawning more than normal. I don't know. Whatever it may be. But all I'm saying is, let go. Why not let go? What is so important to you for you to try to hold on and control every single thing that you really honestly can't control? What is it? You just gotta go with the flow sometimes. Sometimes you just gotta let it breeze through. Ride the waves. And just know, whatever happens, happens. And some things you just have to tackle it when it happens. You can't control the future. Now you can make progress towards the future, but it doesn't mean that everything is going to turn out exactly how you picture it, right? I'm not saying lose hope. I'm not saying not to have faith, but I'm saying don't try to hold on so tight that you start having memory loss, that you're losing focus in some areas that you should be more sharp in. You're losing sleep, and because of your lack of sleep, now your mind and your body aren't communicating properly, or they're not aligned. So you're missing things. You may mess up things, or maybe you panic and it was no need to panic. Maybe you stressed and it definitely wasn't a need for stress, right? So, what am I saying? I'm encouraging you, as I do the same, as I'm learning this, to apply what I'm learning, to let go. It feels good to just say, you know what? Tonight, I release everything. I'm letting go. I'm letting my body relax. I'm releasing all thoughts. I'm unwinding. And I am going to just be present. Breathing in. Holding those breaths. And then breathing out. And then I'm going to just sit. I'm going to take a moment, maybe turn on the TV, watch something funny, or something to get me out of those thoughts, the busyness, to calm me, or to make me laugh. Something different for a moment, and then go back to what you need to get to. But moment by moment, matter by matter, problem by problem, task by task, but yet you can still give to multiple tasks, because it kind of helps you to spread the progress, but at the same time, Let go of what you can't control. Everything isn't going to turn out the way you want it to turn out. You cannot control the relationship. You cannot control the other person. You cannot control what goes on in your work. You can't control the end results of how your work day or workflow is going to be. But you can control how you respond. And you can control letting go of your control, releasing it, and taking it as a release of control to be able to flow. Be at ease. Who doesn't want to release some of the stress, unnecessary stress, to be at ease? I can tell you, tonight, hot tea is going to be for me. And I'm going to sit for a moment. And I'm going to let my thoughts empty out my mind. And I'm just going to sit. I'm going to sit in quietness. And I'm going to sit for a moment. And breathe and relax to get my mind and my body to calmness, to align again. That's right. So, I hope you're encouraged to let go. You can't control everything. Release the uncontrollable. Release everything that is not in your control and your reach. And only be present. The future is far ahead. Your present is here now. Okay? I love each and every one of you. And I pray that you have a good rest of your night, your day, your morning, wherever you are. God bless you.